This is Get 5 Bass. We're here with Scott Suggs. We're over here at the Abu Garcia Berkeley booth, and he's going to give us kind of a run through of his FLW season and what he looks forward to coming up on the Forrest Wood Cup on Lake Lanier this year. Scott, just fire away.
You know, the season kind of started off kind of crazy. Here we go all the way down to the Red River. You know, we're getting ready to have a tournament down there, and for the first time, I guess, pretty much in the history of FLW, the anglers stand up and decide we don't want to fish. It's too dangerous, you know. And I mean, so that really what that did, that threw us into a shorter season right off the bat this year. So we had 5 events this year to qualify, you know, on the tour for the Forrest Wood Cup, and it kind of made it interesting, kind of made it fun. You had to, it seemed like you had to have a lot better finishes to in a shorter amount of time to get there, and I was fortunate this year. I had a really good year. I think I had 3 of my events. I finished 14th place or higher, and you know, it worked out great. Now here I am. I'm fixing to go into the Forrest Wood Cup. It's on Lake Lanier, and of course, you know, there's no bigger place for weekend pleasure boating than Lake Lanier. We at home in Arkansas, we thought Hamilton was bad. Multiply it by 100, maybe even 200. So the fishing's going to be, you know, the fishing's going to be one of these deals over there also where we're going to have to catch them in the first 2 or 3 hours of the morning, because there's going to be a knee board over your buoy or a, you know, a big prop by your favorite spot. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a pretty fun deal, and looking forward to going to that. And I've done scouted a little bit, and you know, that seems like I always do better when I get to sleep on something. So hopefully I've slept on it enough, and hopefully we're going to do good over there.
Well, Scott, what you know, as the season, you know, obviously was being short, what would you say was probably one of the biggest things that helped you to qualify for this year's Forrest Wood Cup?
Well, you know, with a shorter season and all, like I say, you had to prepare more. Normally in a full season, I will only go and like pre-practice before the off-limits period going into one of these events. I hardly ever go pre-practice. I like to have me like 3 or 4 days on the water, go out there, try to figure it out. Then I've not got something, you know, that happened 2 weeks ago in the back of my mind, you know, trying to fish history. Well, this year I looked at it a little bit different. I went and I pre-practiced all of these lakes and mainly just familiarized myself with them, you know, water clarities, elevations, look for a few extra spots, you know, different structure places and things. But I really didn't fish that much. I just used it more as a learning tool of the body of water. And when I went back, I had a lot of things in my mind, a lot of things, you know, working. And I think I better prepared for each event this year compared to years past. The only tournament this year that I did not pre-practice for was Fort Loudon. It was my worst event of the year. So I think that was my biggest key this year.
Would you attribute any of your success this year to any specific bait or combination of baits or patterns?
Well, you know, I love to fish offshore. I like to fish deep water. I like to fish clear water and everything. I did have a 2nd place. I had a 10th place, and part of my 14th place finish on Lake Gunnersville this year. So 3 of my top 14 places I contributed a lot of it to the Berkeley Hollow Belly Swim Bait. It's something that I've just gained tons of confidence in. I've won a lot of money since it came out, since I started fishing it really hard a little over a year ago. And it's my go-to bait now, and you know, that's always a big thing. Everybody's got a go-to bait in their arsenal. They've got, when you carry something like that to the water, you're also carrying confidence, a lot of stuff in your head. And I owe a lot to the hollow belly.
Well, cool, Scott. I know everybody here back in Arkansas looks forward to watching you at the Forrest Wood Cup, and wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you can get another win there, and I know that's always the highlight of anybody's career, to win a huge tournament like that. And we really hope that you have a lot of success at Lake Lanier this year.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to give it our best.
All right. Thanks, Scott.